All right, everybody, let's get right to it here. Back on a Thursday. What's going on? Uh, Great shout out to everybody in the chat. What's going on? Another coming on back for another Thursday. Markets are on the elevator up, and we'll look at that. I think we need to give that attention because with all the crypto madness, um, we have, we this is what we've been talking about, but it's definitely shaping up bigger than I think a lot of people even anticipated. So let's get into that. And let me bring this wrong screen. Let's get over here. There you go. Thank you. What's going on? Great, everybody. Great to see everybody in the chat. What's going on, Mr. Lodak, Eddie, Neil, Justin, BTC, Chargers? Here on a Thursday. We're here Tuesdays and Thursdays, 12 noon. Hit subscribe, hit the like button if you so choose. You'll get notifications when we show up. We're here most days. It's just, is it 12 o'clock? Is it 12:15? Sometimes even 12:30. But here's a QQQ really quick on the weekly. Kids 400 is an afterthought. This October rally has been just remarkable. It'll go down in the history books, quite frankly, in my opinion, as probably one of the most underestimated rallies. And at this point, there's only two things I'm looking at. It's a massive shark on the Qs, but with a rally this strong, and let's keep it super easy. Okay, look, we are week 7, and we haven't even had one red candle. So to basically assume that this is a 1618 is a no-brainer. That puts you at the 422 level. Let's just get that down. We've moved a bunch. We still probably have 3 to 5% to run in the next 30 days. And based off of the shark pattern, which is what we have been dealing with all along, hop level at 445 is not out of the question. Evan, what's up? Evan says the start of euphoria. Yeah, I think so. And why? Because we're in the top end of this pattern range. You had a little 886 reaction from the summer. That was it. And we'll look at the crab. There's a couple other patterns here, but shark predominantly. The shark is getting presented to us on the software because it's the largest possibility. Hop level 445. I think that's your maximum. But 424, which is the 113, basically you're looking at this market to break out and go to a 113 extension. Now let's round it up, 425. Speaking of round numbers. So that's why this is not a big deal. And what ends up happening and really what we should look at, let's take a look at the crab situation. So we've looked at, is it a crab? Is it a shark? Yes, it's all of those. I mean, depending on how big of a structure. But even what I think is the tightest pattern of all for the Qs is this crab pattern that gave you a really nice steady reaction. It didn't get to target 336, but we did have the yellow dot. And now, only possibility here is 418, 419. So we still have plenty of upside on this follow-through move, and we're basically going into Santa Claus mode. And you've got the today being the 14th. Incredibly, the last session of the year is 2 weeks from tomorrow. And you're going to have Christmas off. You're going to have, that's a week from Monday, just to set a little reality in. Anybody that didn't get your shopping done, you've got probably till tonight or tomorrow to get your online shopping done if you expect it to get delivered. But we've got 2 weeks. So, what's the plan for the holidays? What's the plan for the next 2 weeks going into the first week of January? Remember, first day of the year is Monday the 1st. So, we'll start on a Tuesday, but it's coming up fast. We need a holiday plan, and the holiday plan is the Santa melt up. So let's take it off of the crab and let's take this 1618. We are headed. We're in that final stage of that advance. You're 404 now. Okay, expect the cues to drift up almost every 5 minute pullbacks. Probably a long opportunity. Okay, and here we go. Little midday. Oh, check this out. Who's playing? Who's playing? Okay, because we have a bat pattern and it's a T2. Check that. 403.40, today's floor. I'm thinking 404. This is just setting up for another run higher. Looking good. Remarkable. Let's look at the top 5 tech. So Microsoft, 366. But here's the deal on Microsoft. Remember, it's sitting at a high level hop on the weekly. No, daily. My fault. Big crab pattern up here. Shark pattern. Well, deep crab. There is a shark as well, but let's go off the deep crab immediately. Look, this thing is run for now, but every opportunity you get to let this come in on a reaction and buy it again off of a type 1, target 2 situation and then break out to new highs, I don't think is a bad strategy. Basically, what I'm saying here is BTFD for the next 6 or 8 weeks. Anybody need help with the BTFD, please consult, Webster's. But that's pretty much where we are. And I'm going to talk a little bit about low floaters today because we are at a point where even the low floaters are starting to work. What are low floaters? We'll talk about that in a few minutes. So just get ready with these because they're going to continue. The other ones that haven't really even exploded yet are going to. Apple, folks, it's at 200. That's what we've been talking about, 195 minimum all along. We hit 200. We're up here on a perfect type 2. It's been ideal harmonic pattern behavior all year. Okay, right at the low. Type 1, really fast. Type 2, delayed confirmation, but there's your confirmation. In the last 12 months, been perfect. Type 1, back down for 2, and there's confirmation. And now up here in the zone. How high do we go? Because we do have, listen, there's the T2 designation. There's your dot. And now, what are you looking for? 3-bar turnaround, something. What this even suggests to me is this confirmation is busted for now. I would be looking as high as 206 and the next yellow dot. So you're still a little bit away. Hey, anybody, little feedback. Is the screen looking a little better today? Is this resolution better today? Please give me some feedback. Couple more. Big stuff. Look, NVIDIA, and I think we probably need to do a whole seminar on semiconductors and how semiconductors are probably the crypto of the stock market for the next cycle. All right, it's better. I mean, is it better? I know, thanks, it looks great, but um, so someone was saying that I was poor because I was running this show on 720. I'm probably just it's not really so much a function of my wallet size as my you know my inability to know this kind of tech stuff. So please, and I'm gonna get a new mic, and we'll do some things, get this show actually presentable. Maybe a camera once a week, maybe a new microphone. Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was funny. I was like, okay, how does 720p relate to? Anyway, happy to improve it any way I can. But it's all about levels. I don't care. I don't care what it looks like. I don't care if you're on a dial-up with a rotary phone. Okay, it's all about levels and what we're doing here, what we've been navigating, especially the last couple of months between the big type 2 return phase, ever since we hit all those targets, and what's about to happen, especially in crypto. Folks, I mean, get with it now. Get on it now. And speaking of get with it now, so really quick, a bunch of people missed the Black Friday thing. And so I'll do a holiday special. We just launched it now, and it's 25% instead of 30%, but we're only doing that until the end of the month, and it's the last chance. So the other thing we will do is we'll do one more crypto webinar on a shorter term time frame. So what I decided to do, what I showed in the last crypto webinar was basically what's going to be the $100,000 long-term crypto allocation. Allocate it at those prices from the first week of December, hold it for a year, come back in a year. But this next one will be day trading these moves. Okay? So get with that. Go to harmonictrader.com. And anybody that purchased it in the last month, especially for the Black Friday, you guys, of course, you guys can go to the crypto thing. I'm not going to block you out. A lot of people, your gold membership expires on the 1st. We'll handle that at the end of the month, but you get to go as well for free. And if you want the recording, that's available too, but you got to contact me on the Discord, please. That's the easiest place to do it. So there you go. Anybody that's brand new, go to harmonictrader.com. It all starts as a basic member. Hit there, sign up, just simply submit the email, and then on the basic members page, go and access the TradingView program to start, and send your TradingView username to hpc@sr-analyst.com. And that's 14 days free trial. You guys can take advantage of the other ones. Some people asked me recently also on the MetaTrader for crypto, MetaTrader 5 for crypto. MetaTrader 5 for crypto. Who there was a really good brokerage. I'll come back to that. I'll have to come back to that. Okay. Get all of you guys know where to go. Also, for the books, surprisingly, even people ask me about that. They're free links. You don't have to purchase the downloads. You can buy the physical books, but get the downloads here. And what we'll really talk about, and we started to in the crypto webinar in December or the first week, is volume 2. So click that, because there's going to be those RSI breakout strategies that I will talk more and more about, that we'll get into. Okay, basically looking for complex structures, confirmation, breakout stuff, things like that. Okay, done. Let's go. Now, Let's finish that top five, folks. So Nvidia, we gotta invoke the name of AMD here. Why? Massive move. I've been on this move since '95. This was a three ideas for us back in October. It was beautiful. Okay, massive. And it still is massive. I mean, it was a type 2 deep crab, and you can assume that it has failed this big pattern on the daily. A lot of harmonic stuff going on there. But we have to look at the weekly. Why? It's now in a March, not only to challenge all-time high, but if we break out on this cycle, and this is something a lot of these are doing, setting up for a bigger weekly ABCD, that you're talking about a much larger breakout at hand. So a lot of people are revved up about crypto. I do think tech stocks, NASDAQ, are really threatening something here that could start week one, if not already have begun. It's that breakout scenario. Are we going to fail the type 2s across the board? That one. Okay. Here's the other big one. You guys know that I've been in front of Intel for a long time. And I think where we are at, this is, remarkable. But the weekly pattern's been just spot on. It took a better part of like 6 months of consolidation, but that's okay. It's a perfect deep crab at the low. My only question is, are we stopping at target 1 or are we going to target 2? And I think it's no yellow dot here. You just got some confirmation, but I think 51.72, basically a run to $50 is not a crazy thought come January. Do a follow through move. So, Intel just hit its first confirmation last week, but you would need 2 red weeks before you would even get a dot. I think in that process, check it out. Like, check out the zone. There you go. Trying to break out a close certainly above 45.50 would be a big deal for the week, and drift this thing up to 51, 52. That's been more of a sleeper, but a lot and got super discounted. I mean, it was amazing. We were talking about that 28.30 not too long ago. It was down here. It was back in May, June. Yeah, we'll get to the diamonds in a second. What's going on, tie-dye? Yeah, diamonds are at all-time highs too. And listen, we'll look at the Coca-Cola of the world and even some of those others. But you have Microsoft, you have others in there. I mean, this is a potentially a potent 6 months about to happen. About you get all these things to finally break out, come out of the holes that they've been in for a year and a half or 2 years. You want to be really plastered to your screens now, especially over Christmas, because there's going to be a lot of opportunities here over Christmas. Things are going to get thrown away that we want to pick up, and then other things are going to get added that will take them, to new highs, like Microsoft or AMD. A lot of those are Intel here. I think that keeps moving. A few more things that are super interesting. So Amazon has been a laggard on all of these, and that you could look at that chart almost and try to argue, oh, 2 ways, this is getting super toppy, or you could say no. At a minimum, I think we're still looking at a 155 test of the hop. We're seeing this kind of drift up, and I don't think that would be crazy to see this kind of spill over into the early January. So Amazon 155. I mean, these are not going down. So that means if we're in that late stage overspill run, give me pretty much any 5 minute pattern, any 5 minute oversold signal. Even what was it yesterday at 146? Pop and roll. But that's kind of the holiday plan. I titled today's session, what's going to be the holiday plan. This is pretty much it. We're looking for these short-term pullbacks. We want to play this stuff up into these higher targets. We'll get into crypto second because that's the same deal. I'll segue with some of the stocks, but let's work this out. Still, jump to SPY. I've been really clear, thorough on QQQ. SPY is even more amazing. Remember 411 being the edge, has to blow through and can't fail? Well, now, literally 20% higher, almost. Hitting the hop level of 483 is a no-brainer. That's an all-time signal here, and that's daily. Your weekly scenario is a lot like, check this out. You're up here like the Qs. I mean, truly remarkable. What you really want to see is a strong move because connecting the dots makes that a B point of a deep grab. And so if that's the case, and then that pullback that was right to target on the daily target sets you up, I think this is the play. Really, you go into next year like this, with that kind of formation, the thing that people aren't anticipating, but since we have 4 of the 5 points, okay, this has been a long, kind of beleaguered, sideways consolidation zone relative to the last decade. But right here now, you can consider that a BAM breakout, bad action magnet move. And there's not any possibility here for a 113 or 127 because it's an X, A, B, C. Take me to the 1618, 561 on the SPY. That's look, everything you want to see. What the key will be the breakout move, and that's above 480. We want to see more volume than this, certainly, and just continuation. But you've already started it. Now, we had some daily patterns, bearish, that are getting annihilated, and that's what should happen. Here's the zone. Check it out. Okay. This hop level at 451, that was the top end range, and I was thinking, maybe as high as 454. Forget about it. You're 20 above that. So I'm satisfied with the failure. Okay, it's definitely higher than we anticipated and happening faster. But that's all right, and we're pretty clear on what the bigger targets are. That if it's a breakout, which it is, then where does that take us? And 560 is certainly a connect the dots, talk to me in 15 months kind of a situation. Look, you're up 10% on the S&P next year. Let's say we close it right where we are right now. You're up 10%, gets you to basically 510 by next year. You're up 20%. That's how you get to 560. And I think that's not crazy. You're getting, next year is all about allocation. After 2 or 3 years of kind of a smoldering fire of, restrained, pure market power, which is fine, which is actually good in terms of the long-term chart, because go to the long-term chart here with the SPY. And what does the last 2 or 3 years look like? Strong move. Just a pause, Beautiful HSI here on the monthly down at 355. And then the recent 411 inflection gets you higher. Gets you higher within the context of the decade long or more uptrend, since that financial crisis low, bang. To me, I think what the financial crisis really is the 1987 moment that people always look back on when I really got involved. 1987 was always this huge event, and then as years went by, that became a dot, really just became a small blip. That's what this seems, and 2020 seems, and even 2022. Every one of these corrections, are leading to not only massive continuations, but really clear anticipated 1618 breakout moves and beyond. But not even being there, not even broken out yet. I mean, we're failing the 886 as we speak. Only thing I would love to see is more volume than what we've had. We're relative low volume. Go back 15 years. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be massive volume, but a breakout, a bigger volume would be a great thing. That would seal the deal. So, but plenty of time. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, there's plenty of time as with crypto, but the thing is where to focus. Here's SMH monthly. This is semis. All right, folks. That's a breakout. Textbook not only goes to 1618, but well beyond, and it will be, I think, helpful to be focusing on specific stocks, specific areas that as we progress within this breakout play, it's not only it's not only a 1618, SMH 207, 208, your 173, but more like a 314. That you're already in that kind of a phase that this next cycle is so strong. You're looking for that nonstop. I mean, I think this would be a lot higher if Nvidia did its move finally, but SMH 314 extension for this next cycle incoming is how you should be thinking. I really do. And again, I think even a minimum 1618, and this is under the assumption that we're going to have a strong next 6 months. And it might only take three, but you're there. You're breaking out, you're cracking the levels, you're going into new price discovery, and that usually gets followed through. The preceding year has been a nice steady build, and then that October pullback, it's set to go. Just get ready. I mean, listen, a big part of what we do is just being prepared, lining up that population of opportunities, and then doing the screen time to be there at the right time, the optimal time. And that optimal time, it started now, but it's going to increase. Yeah, I don't know. Evan's saying if we get a red month, it'll mess us up. Um, we'll look at Bitcoin and stuff in a minute, but I don't. I think the thought, just the idea, or the possibility of this being a type two, where this fails the all-time high. No, it's a breakout, and you see it. The last 30 days has been the kind of acceleration through the resistance that is important. And we have lots of levels here, but they're going to continue. SMH is a great one. Really quick, the Dow Diamonds, beautiful. How about a non-event for 2 or 3 years, but now super event? Same type of deal. Diamonds. It is a deep crab formation. Go to the 1618, and we can get as bullish as we want and be all enthusiastic, and that's lots of fun. but let's just stay conservative. Really important because it it keeps us focused, and it'll be easy because when we get to the level that we have to assess, if it's going to be something much larger, it'll blow through. It's a lot like what's happening here, where we have a retest of the 886 and it's just blowing right through. That's monthly. So expect that to continue where we are on the diamonds, 37. Wow, 373. I'm just psychologically, Dow Jones Industrial Average going to 40,000 is definitely on the cards for next year. That wouldn't even it'd be a 8% from current levels. So looking really good. Here's the index. Industrials, that's your big measured consideration. That we triggered a monthly oversold last year. Amazing building consolidation to where the breakout of the last few weeks is just getting going. And it is, much like the SPY, it's one of those crab pattern breakouts. It is. There's no bearish pattern really to connect here, but it's just a simple 886 right there, comes within the tolerance, then a almost perfect 50% set you up for not only 1618, and that's 42,350, but we know the deep crab typically likes to run to the 1902, and again 45,000 measured level, top end. So this matches up. You want to see this for crypto too. Okay, we want to see a fat investment allocation cycle. If it's tech, if it's industrial, and just let's bring the money on the table, folks. Let's get it out of fixed investments. Let's get it back into the investment cycle, and let's really ride it. So that's beautiful. Listen, the thing to be considering, and one of my favorite indicators here on the bottom is amplified RSI. As we have come a long way, no doubt. As long as this stays overbought, continues to expand above these previous highs, okay, that will continue the breakout. That's strength there, and the fact that we have been in the overbought for a month and are continuing higher, that's real strength. So there's nowhere near any signal yet of being overbought and starting to at least give some back. It's been it's a remarkable move. It's probably the most remarkable move than we've seen in the last 3 to 5 years. I'd have to argue since the 2022 low a year ago, it's almost as strong, but this might be stronger. You have to go back almost 2020 lows here, and you're pretty much like almost here, ready to take it out and accelerate higher. Should be a week over week, month over month climb, nonstop. One or two big Dow stocks that again, forever, right? Coca-Cola now hitting 60. It's weekly type 2. It's a beautiful Gartley. Just one of many where, again, this goes to target 2 at 62.16. But the bigger takeaway with these kind of patterns is bring them within the long-term context of the long-term uptrend. When this does go to all-time new highs and you look back and be like, wow, that was a great opportunity. Who would have thought? Yeah, go back to our sessions from September. Exactly what we've been saying, but that's one. The other one, Target, despite whatever, now 141, going to 166. But this is a massive opportunity within the context of the long-term uptrend. Sorry. I mean, remarkable. It was a 50, 60% correction. And then you've got a massive pattern. That's one. You buy it on the pattern and you hold it. You take a different type of perspective on that, but just you're riding that for the next couple of years. Um, one or two more. I already did. I did advanced micro. Here's one from earlier in the year that I still like. Here's Qualcomm. Okay, and we've been on that since like 105. It went to 95 at the low, or 97. But a longer term play. This was a daily down here at the low. Yeah, 110. Something like that, 110. Whole bunch of patterns. Now I'm making the move. Here is American Tower. So now 215, and it was a butterfly, but it was a weekly. This is the weekly. Beautiful. So point of these, even American Tower, it seemed like it took a couple extra weeks, but really it overshot the XA level, and then finally, once it started to get going, took off. There's several others we could look at, but I want to continue to get into stuff like this. There's a lot of low floaters, things like here's Under Armour. That looking at these bigger ones, it looks like now the market's going to expand, kind of get a broader participation. So let's look at stuff that things like this that have patterns. Come on, where'd you go? Here's daily. And I'm just starting to build the list. Some of these have moved quite nicely. Others are getting going. That was one. Hold on. What is hold on, guys. I had to put some up here. Where'd we go? Here's one. I mentioned this before, but now I'm even with today's move, I'm liking it more because once we get these things going, that's half the battle. Just get them out of the hole and then go. Come on. ABAT, American Battery. Check this out. So beautiful bat pattern down here. It's up 35 cents today, which is like almost 9%, but you see what I'm getting at. Ways to go. Here's one more. That's ABAT. I'm not long any of these yet, but now, they've got my attention. Community Health. This is a nice one. You can almost see it already. Check out the massive bat pattern. Perfect type 2. Okay? And XA level's 353. This thing is still at $3. One or two more. That's ABAT, CYH. This thing getting away a little bit. But look, Redfin up 20% today. But look at the long-term chart. And it has, here's your daily. Redfin had something right there at 5. One more before I jump over to crypto. So listen, I want everyone to get on crude oil and start looking. Here's RIG, a weekly Gartley right off the low. Hit target 1, but check out the daily now. So a lot of these oil stocks like this have done a pullback in the recent weeks and months and now setting up for continuation moves. That's RIG. Here's Oxy. I think I mentioned this last time. And they started to pop. Oxy's weekly down here. Where is it? There's Oxy. Don't know what happened there. Maybe, oh no, you know what? It was Schlumberger. So get, oh, look, and that popped. Today's popping. Beautiful. Look at that crab pattern. There you go. So a bunch of those have come onto my radar recently, and I think we want to focus more as this develops, which is check out. So crude oil futures bouncing off the 70 level today. That's a monster development. That's really significant. It's a weekly bat pattern here. Oh, I know. I've got it turned off. But crude oil is in that kind of collection of stocks that haven't done well this year, getting thrown away in towards the end of the year. I don't know why it just disappeared, but it did. Now it's time to go. So get ready for that. I mean, I'm looking for those kind of opportunities as we get into the end of the year. Hey, what's up, Nancy? Yes, solar has popped. Some of those that we mentioned 2-3 weeks ago, I do like Sunrun, and look at those now. But these can be real early on because the devastation was so bad. Sunrun, geez, was 9. Now it's 18. But okay. This is coming off of an all-time high of 100. And I think it's just the beginning. Yeah, ABAT is a good one, Samuel. And we can get into those. One or two more. What's up, Big Mama? Big Mama wants to look at clean. Let's look at clean. What's that, CLNE? Clean energy. Okay, just starting. Some patterns down there. Oh, check this out, though. See that big Gartley off of there? It actually scraped 305 with some confirmation. The thing is that if the market wasn't breaking out, I would say careful. These probably take time. But now, market's starting to really open up. Yeah, it's good to go. There's a weekly. Hello, 319 XA levels of beauty. I like that one. What else do you have? Looks like these could go. Absolutely. Couple more, and then we got to get to crypto. For my man Justin, or CJ. What's up, CJ? Yeah, look at Carnival Cruise. It's gone. $22 easy. But this is another one. Former low floater, no more. This thing is going to keep moving now. Why? Because listen, we're clearly from this whole downtrend. You're out. You had a pattern looking left, and you did the retest. And now let's go to 2280 on that. Sweet. 306 on that. Nice. Couple more. Things that are impressive. So here's another one. This INFY Infosys. Look, that's a beautiful 2 of 2 right off the hop. Okay, it's at trading at 1584. But this is another one. It's a new one. Trying to throw some new ideas there, where that's ready. Ready to go, ready to follow through. Speaking of following through, let's get to some crypto stocks and then look at crypto. Here's MicroStrategy. What's happening? Well, I'm thinking this is going to fail. You're pausing at the hop level off of that deep crab, and it's a beauty. But it's been super strong. Okay, there's confirmation, but you check back, breakout, gap up through, you still need 2 more weeks before that's bearish. Nothing there. I mean, it's tough to just jump in on that because it's run so far, but we said 602 would be the target for now. Maybe what we do is we go sideways, digest this, and then once you get above that hop level, really the real acceleration for MicroStrategy goes from above 602, 605 to run the gap up to that 886. So if you're looking for that play, give it a little time, like this, something like this, and then from here, go doink. There's your doink, 1160, 886. Couple more. Awesome. 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 Some of these others, how about Riot? Riot. It's doing what we thought it would do. It's a type 1 bat pattern going to target 1. I started hitting the table on this a few weeks ago at under 10. Now almost 16. What I like about this, and not to kind of beat a dead horse and go over the same thing every time, but it is critical because to observe the important factors as we get from development phase, which is what this is. You hit the pattern, you consolidate, you move in sideways. We want to break out and get to target 1 in an accelerated fashion, not taking a year, year and a half, going from here to here in 3 months, 6 months. One important factor and something everyone should look at, volume. What's your volume doing? This is real nice volume at a critical zone. So it's something also with crypto should pay attention to. Just standard static volume. So for me, Riot is one of the best ones in the group for the pattern, the development, okay, and now the volume. Looking good there. Few more. Of course, coin. Talk about volume. Volume at the low here, starting to move 150. Coinbase is all about target 1 at 210. 210. And this is really becoming a lot like Bitcoin. The pattern completion with a crab at the low, scrape the hop, take a year to develop, and then make your way once we break out. Target 1, 210. I would think that's something by March could happen. Be conservative. Probably a good target for the halving, and it could go even sooner than that. But I think, not a stretch to say 210 by end of the first quarter. Couple more in that area. So we have Clean Spark, which is, anybody know why this thing is better than the rest? Because, boy, this has been a beast. But we've been in front of that for a while. We actually, the thing about Clean Spark is it had the pattern, still does, has the pattern like a lot of these had. This one actually has 2 patterns of the prior 2 cycles, this bat and that bat. So we were on this $2, $3, now almost 11. But this is the thing that we want to look for, and will be one of the short-term strategies I cover for January's crypto trading seminar, is this phenomenon. You get the pattern off the low, it does the reaction, and then on the return phase, it blows through and fails the pattern. This is exactly the kind of scenario, and this being a crypto-related issue, not surprised to see it go to target 2. That's okay. But once that reaction is over, then we're looking for the return. Positioning longs down here, which we were, and then we get to the retest level and look at what happens. I mean, just straight on through. Straight on through and gap through, follow through, no confirmation. That's what we're looking for. And a lot of the patterns that have lined up with crypto that are doing this now and starting the return phase, that's what we want to look for. Blow it on through. So clean spark, no problem there. Bit digital just continues. What do we have? A target one there. We hit that recently. All right, HSI. Let's see what happens with this. That should be further along. The weekly is really what I'm interested in because once we get above the XA level, we've seen this in a number of crypto, but monster patterns, right? Big, big patterns. That's why looking left in the next year, we're going to want to see that. It'll give us our targets and also know we actually have something with a real possibility to at least go back and hit target 1, target 2 potential, 1293, 2060 from $3. We've been talking about this since $2 down here. I'm not one to say if in doubt zoom out, but I'm just saying understand where the larger map is and that the daily time frame, okay, we're probably going to take more time to blow through this. But once we get above the critical levels here, and that's generally above $4, Bit Digital will open up. Yeah, it's going to be one of those that, hey, to get to these 10 baggers like people do, I don't think enough is said about the fact that it takes time. You got to do the work, which means if you're up 2 or 3x on it, not cashing out the position because you're up 2 or 3x, to get to 10x. How do you get to the 10x? You have a clear understanding of where the target is. In this case, that's the deal. Bit Digital or Clean Spark. Clean Spark's probably even better because it's made more progress there, but we have this massive pattern. We're down here. Okay, what's going to be the move? If we're going to get a move, the move is at least T1. It's the same way with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin's going to do what it's going to do, as we've been saying, we said 38.7 was minimum. Here's Bitcoin, everybody's favorite non-regulated market. Here we are now, clearly, 38.767 is target 1. Let me highlight it this way. Okay, this is the zone to consider yourself, for everyone to consider going forward into the new year. All right, we should not break below 38.7. If you see anything come back to 40,000 or under, that's a gift. Because of where we are in this acceleration phase, that this zone, once penetrated, should not look back. And you should pretty much stay on a rope like that up to 50,000 and beyond. So if this move is the move, and I'm pretty happy with what's happened, what has transpired, that it is the move that takes you to all-time new highs. What should happen between here, now, and then, meaning the run to all-time new highs and beyond, is that this box is not violated. You don't take out, you don't go back, maybe you kiss the top end of 38.7, but you don't go below that. And so any pullback here, if we got even a singular 10% down day, I just think it's an automatic buy. So anything under, at 39 is probably just an automatic buy as you do these 10% inflections. Pull back and go, pull back and go. That's how it's going to end up being. 50,312, I'm happy with that. To say that's a, I've been saying like 48,000 You know, 50,300. It's all about this 50,000 test. A lot of people are talking about 48,000 because that's the exact 618, like there to there, right there. 40, yeah, 40, call it 49, 49 to 50. That's a January thing. You know, we'll get close to 48 towards the end of the year. Um, but the big move and really piercing it once you get above 50,000 on Bitcoin, that's where people are going to really get back in hard and have the serious FOMO. Because once that does happen and you get above that target 2 area, you'll only have this prior pattern. And we did have, listen, we had this butterfly at the prior high at 67,900. Excuse me, 67,900. And that, in a looping manner, is likely the pre-halving target. So by April, early April, to hit 67.9 as close to 70,000 before the halving probably does take shape. But that would mean you have a heck of a January and you have follow through all spring. It accelerates above target too. Just know that. And I mean a serious month over month, just climb it out, and then it just becomes a launch pad. Few more. Ethereum. Notice how it hasn't hit 2450 yet. So in a way, it is a laggard. We do have, at the moment, we have a crab pattern getting generated by the software. Okay. 2376, 2,376 in other languages. And that matches up with our target one, 2486, 2,500. That's the 50,000, like Bitcoin. But right there, we make that run into January. If things get really crazy, like super light holiday week, and things just float up, that makes sense to go there. 2,500, clinch some psychological targets, and then really start the action. What's up, tie dye? Why don't I have that bar? Why don't you have that pattern on Bitstamp? Check your bars. Yes, check the settings for there. I'm sorry. Here, go to the pattern settings. It looks like this, and go back. Default, we've got it set for 10,000. Maybe it's 4,000. Yeah, 4,000. Go to 40,000 or 10,000. That way you can go all the way back and get the patterns. What's up, Carthago? He's saying ETH is getting interesting, and you feel like you should convert half your Bitcoin into Ethereum. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, look, I don't think Ethereum's going to do bad, but we should look at some of these others that are absolutely popping. You know, Avalanche being maybe even more significant than Solana. I mean, that's an amazing run off the low at 8, and you had patterns down there. Avalanche and Solana, they are in a real class there between the two of them. Targets at 70.68. Been strong. The other one, Solana, every time you think that that's had enough, comes back for more. And I'm, you do 73 now. And the thing is, you have to look at these relative to their pattern, even though they've, Solana is up. It's up 7, 8x. We have to look at target 1, target 2. This move on Solana is all about reaching this area. And even if it was only that area, that would be a heck of a move from current levels. But Solana to 122, easy. Maybe 175. Those look great. Others that super lagging, and I'm still holding it. XRP, but it's okay because there's plenty of patterns looking left. That it's just taking time. Some are really rocketing early, others aren't. But XRP will get there, and my target to objective for that is 141. Couple more, yeah. We definitely could get some ETFs, Ethereum ETF, XRP ETF. They'll come, and that will help. But some of the others that are let's talk patterns looking left, special situations like here's VE chain above 3 now, and forever we talked about that weekly massive beautiful creature at 2 cents. Okay, that's just starting. And 2 to 11, so that's even from current levels, that's a 4. Off the low, it was almost a 10x in the future. But it's getting there. Some of the others, listen, remember Fetch AI? Now 67. We were on that at 17, 18. And that will happen. 82 cents is target 2 here. If not something much more extreme. But that continues. Few more. Cardano. Remember that? Remember Cardano? We're like, yeah, maybe 25 cents might be a good long. Yeah, maybe it's time to go in. That's 65 cents now. And the whole range is valid here. The whole range. I mean, that's a breakout. That's the kind of breakout. That's the kind of price action you want to see. And I don't care what this does. If it just stays green, great. If it stays green and it closes above last week's high, a close above 65 cents would be significant. I think that goes straight to $1 then. This is what crypto does. When it plays catch up and it wants to get back into the game, it just rockets. Not an easy creature, but we're here. Couple more. What's up, Pat? Pat's talking about Filecoin, and it's time to talk about. We talked about Filecoin and ICP last time, and we probably need to talk about it more because where'd you go? Filecoin. It does. It has. It's a big one. Well, it's a bearish Gartley, but first let's talk about the patterns off the low at 4. 4 deep crab and smaller bat pattern, bigger all around 3 to 4. It's now 474. I think this is one that's getting ready to pop out, and it will break out. You've got some volume coming in, but check this out. We're here on Filecoin, and this is a lot like, what was that other one we were looking for? Had the bearish pattern and then exploded. Regardless, 453, I'm fine with an entry there to go back and run as high as 560 to 660. They'll take time, but they're, in a great spot. They are in a great spot. I mean, this stuff's in a great, great spot. Couple more that I've mentioned. Here's Phantom. Just continues. Just continues. Look, beautiful bat pattern. That goes to 47 now. They're just continuing. A few others. Some new stuff. New. This is something, I don't know what this is, this Celestia thing, this Tia thing. It's now 14. Okay, talk about price discovery. Really difficult. You know, it was at 2 in November. Now it's 15. You can't chase those. But these are popping off to where if you're going to trade them, and this is more of why I want to do this presentation in January, because we can get clued in to things that are popping off. This Tia thing, it's been on my radar for a few weeks because I think it was down around 9 and it really started to get crazy here. It was back, so where was it? Jeez, all the way back here. But there's few of these. You know, that Tia, that's one. How about this one? Bittensor, okay. Tau, TAO, just another one. That was 288, now 386. This is why we do crypto. Okay, beautiful. I mean, really great consolidation zone, and now going for another one. Just trying to get more of these on your radar. And I talked about this big time thing before. Pretty crazy, you know, but who's not? This is went from 10, or that's 15, went to 85. But this massive pullback to 50 cents. Get ready again. I really don't know what that is. Someone sent me an information link on it. It said it was a game of some sort, you know, play to earn type of thing. I just give me the patterns. I know what's happening. Where's the next continuation spot? And looking at something like this, okay, you got a pattern. All right, here's bearish pattern. Reaction done. All right, do I have anything here? Maybe a type 1 reaction at 60 cents or 65 cents that it would set it up, and then we would do the return phase. Go back to from 65 to 80. What's up, Abel? Abel Matthew asking a great question about CASPA, which is another one of those that has been running. And yes, these can run. Look, you never know which ones are going to be the jackpot ones, but they will start running like this. And yeah, there's CASPA with a nice bat pattern, 11.8 cents, couple of patterns down here. But that is the idea. Look, they pop off, they do some kind of crazy run, then they pause, consolidate, give you a pattern or some confirmation, and then they go again. And what give you a little idea of how far that's run. I mean, that's ridiculous, yes. And sure, I wish everyone and all of us were in here at 1 cent, and now it's a 10x at 12 cents. But it doesn't matter because we know this thing's happening. So get a little pullback, give me a pattern, and you know, treat that short-term pattern relative to the long-term uptrend. Yeah, there's an hourly, right, 11.8. But that's the idea. Do need to do that. Yeah, Jonas, what's up? Immutable X is another example. That and render and a couple of these. Yeah, look at that. I think that is another one where, hey, it does have patterns here. So Immutable X, take a look. There's your range. Can this go to the 886? Sure. Where is that? $6, $8. I'm talking myself into this as we speak. All right, give me 100,000 of this. No, but seriously, Mutable X. Can I get some good history? Oh, look at that. We do have some history. Generally, it looks like all-time high was $6, $8, maybe a little bit higher elsewhere. But yeah, that's That definitely has the characteristics you're looking for. Bybit. Oh yeah, it was a bat pattern down at the low at 53 cents. Um, Here's another one. Okay, so remember I've been talking about these patterns off the low, and this is definitely another strategy I need to highlight. Why? Because we're looking for failures. And here's a shark, bearish shark, but look, there's the bullish daily continuation in that zone. And that can lead to more powerful breakouts if you can spot them. A bullish continuation in a bearish zone usually means the bearish zone is going to fail miserably, which this one did. And I think that's got more to go. You know, that one and render. Remember, I talked about render at 130 a long time ago. Yeah, and it almost hit 5. Back here, remember the bat pattern? Well, this has moved well. And check it out. Let's connect dots on render. And this is only to assume the minimum amount, but pretty clear. A little bat structure, B point at a 42%. 886 gets you up to $6 like that. Yeah. There's a few of these. You know, they're all setting up quite nicely though. What's up, John? John wants to look at, is it Gala or Gal? Gala or Gal? Let's see Gal first. Project Galaxy. Ooh, I like it. Ooh, I like the chart. 1.6. And it's on Coinbase. And it's a cool name. Project Galaxy. Here's another one. Thank you, John. I think everyone spots Gala. Pattern looking left. And it is a type 2. Remarkable. That one's open, you know. That one's certainly FOMO season. Jump on that one. I like it, John. That's another one overlooked, hasn't moved yet, but it will. Good one. Yeah, look, we're about, the ones that haven't run yet are about to run, and here's Axie. I think this is just a beautiful chart. Lots of patterns down here, and we have this crab pattern. Again, specific strategy, but really puts itself in such a spot where the move can really launch. So we have a deep crab off the low. Let it come back. And if it does that, I would say right in this target 1, no lower than target 2, but it sets it off to where then the breakout can happen. Line these up. And again, the ones that haven't moved yet are setting up patterns like this where they come off, they retrace, and they go. One or two more. I really like. So I really like what's happening in this crypto.com. Why? You have that bat pattern, bearish bat pattern right here, and set up for that very thing. Off the 886 to target 1, past target 1 to target 2, and then do the launch move. I'm real confident from this spot here, 9.7, CRO goes up to retest. Even the hop, 12.8. If we're going to do something more, just which, yeah, I think we do. Take a look, weekly charts, daily charts, whole lot to regain up here. There's a big daily pattern here. Hold on. Yeah. So I have a position here, and I like this for a target one move. Won't even say the prices. But with that deep crab, how many of these have we seen? Beautiful long basing, start to move. The real breakout will be above 18.7 cents. I mean, this is a real breakout move. Clearly, the hop at 9 cents is a floor. Those are, I mean, really good. A few more of those. Here's another one. Cortex. Massive patterns down here. Shout out to Mr. Kennedy. Thank you, my friend, for this one. Weekly. Yeah. Look good. I mean, that one is, we had something down there. That this breakout just starting to go. God, there were just a whole bunch of these, really. Where's the, I could spend all day here. Here's Gala, folks. And we do have big patterns on Gala. It's worth noting that this thing based out forever down at like 2 cents. Now 3, but you see the range. And this is one of these where not every one of these pennies crypto have the potential to really do some massive recovery. This one does. And so bat pattern, a whole bunch of things there. Now we have a crab pattern. Here it is again. And think of it this way. Structurally, it's a bearish pattern off the low. Great. We're going to have our first reaction. But once we do, again, we come back here, maybe 2.6. And once that's over, then the real breakout acceleration for something larger goes like that. Just taking time. But you're getting there. You're getting to a point where this hard work to at least set up the pattern, set up something that you can fail, it's in place now. Zcash, same deal. Just taking time. Setting up, there it is. Bearish pattern, come back to 29. That should be one of the last tests of $30. And remember, Zcash has got some bigger things down here at 25. Down here at 25. I said it. It must be. Where'd you go? Yeah, there it is. It's patterns down here. Those patterns. So, look, the things that haven't moved, you're going to have to be patient on. Things that are breaking out and moving, like, look, here's something that I think has got major potential. It was 500 a month ago. Now it's 1,500, but it's failing this crab pattern, clearly. All right, I want to, and you go and look at the all-time range here. YFII is going to get off of that bottom and make more progress from here. I'm looking for entries on this, just assuming this is going to continue. The breakout has already, it's already sealed the deal. So if these are recovery situations, which they are, they've got a lot further to go. A couple more. What's up, Neil? A couple of you guys. H-bar. H-bar is, put that in a pattern looking left, just getting ready to make the move. H-bar, oh, it's 8 now? Look it out. Look out for that. All right, that was just 6 not long ago. And look, H-bar. Wow. Where's my patterns? There it was. Down there, 3.5. In May. Nice one. Again, H-bar, we're going to bust out of this range. Above 9 cents, above 10 cents is what your acceleration, and that's got a ways to go. I mean, that's all of these. I do think the ones that are running now probably need to be traded because they've moved so much. But something like H bar, yeah, it's more of a position play. Here's that. There it is. Yeah, there's the pattern. It's on the tether pair. But all of the big numbers are like 8 cents. So you haven't even popped back up into that zone yet with H bar. And if you're looking for target one, that's 28 cents. Measured off of the crab pattern, target one is 28.3. Yeah, probably. I think the ones they're looking for those that are going to rotate. Algo, who said that? Algo has really pumped. I mean, I was wondering why that wasn't moving. Yeah, now it is. And I think you're looking at 29 to 33. Go retest that prior pattern. It's the obvious. I mean, this is the obvious point. Structurally, that's the last significant inflection on this down move. And now you're 21, and, it's like that. Remarkable. A lot going on here. One or two more. So I haven't touched too much on Metaverse, but here's this Alice, folks. Okay, and this Rune is another one that has exploded. And again, you look at these relative to their prior ranges. Rune was at $26, went to 50 cents. This is just starting to bust out. I pretty much need to be sector specific on stuff like this because there's so many of these to look at. We really want the ones that are accelerating out of the zones. Things that we're putting ourselves in a great position and they just start the move and we don't look back. Rune, I did Sand, I did Mana. A whole bunch of those. I really think that they're ready to go. So, don't know what that is. What's Boink? I don't know what Boink is. Matic is another one where beautiful pattern looking left. Big patterns. Okay, it's kind of like XRP. It's got some of the nicest structure, and it's made progress, and there's nothing to worry about there. I mean, it looks really strong. It just is taking its time. Not that even any of that time has been an issue of changing the story. It's just a slower mover. Here's Matic, Butterfly at the low here, and still go to 116. But we're obviously looking for those that have got the biggest bang for the punch. Biggest bang for the buck. Thank you. Well, let's get that together. I mean, look, there's a lot to consider here. Let's circle back. Where did we start today? QQQ. Okay, QQQ. We're in the phase now. And for the next couple of weeks, let's look for pullbacks. Yeah, a little pullback now. That's good. Let's look for pullbacks and just continue to ride this uptrend that's been happening. I think for crypto too. Days like the other day where Bitcoin was down $3,000, those are opportunities, and you should continue to look for those. I want to highlight what we do here. Individual markets, also crypto, basically get us in the positions where things really move. We don't have to screw around. I think probably the only disappointing crypto position I have is XRP, only because it hasn't moved as much as the others. So more on that. Let's leave it there, man. Let's leave it. That's it. I'll get to Tezos next time, okay? And I like the rest of them. We're in a great spot. It's up to us to be as prepared, maximize what's to come here the next few months. So again, anybody that wants to get with what's happening in January, get over to harmonictrader.com and get with the holiday special. If you want to get the recording from this month's crypto seminar, get with me on Discord or send me an email to harmonictrader@gmail. But look, use the coupon code. It's 25% off, but this is the last one. And this is for anybody that missed out on the Black Friday. Yes, it's not as good, but almost as good. So get with that and just get ready for this crypto this coming year. Other than that, have a good weekend. We'll catch you on Tuesday. Until then, as always, go get them. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody.